Now, in the past and previous years of the F1 game cycles, I have looked at the stupidest thing in those F1 games. Today, we are looking at the single most stupidest thing ever in F1 22 in any Formula 1 game. Yeah, that's right, it's IKEA Simulator. I mean, F1 Life. F1 Life. No, it honestly may as well basically be IKEA Simulator, The Sims in Formula 1, or The Sims F1 collaboration, F1 whatever you want to call it. F1 Live. I think we need to pause for a moment and all deep how just pointless and stupid this idea has ended up being. You know, let's delve into it. Like, look, and I'll be real. When we first heard about F1 Life, it was like, you know, new, exciting. It was like, oh, what's this F1 Life thing? You know, living the life of an F1 driver. You know, even I said maybe, you know, I couldn't be too hypocritical, because we've all talked about living the F1 life before when we wanted more out of career mode. But this ended up being not that at all. Like, there's wanting more immersion of, you know, wanting to live the life of an F1 driver, you know, that F1 2010 vibe of being in the paddock. But that was like actually in the paddock. It gave a bit of immersion because you were doing press things. You're on the little, you know, pedestal podium thing, doing interviews. You had a motorhome. You know, the whole menu was the paddock. This is nothing like that. This is just a random IKEA showroom. Like these different vistas that I'm flicking through right now, they're just out of an IKEA catalogue. Like, literally, I'm giving IKEA so much free promotion. Look, lads, IKEA, if you want everyone to sponsor me, then you know where to come. Because, you know, it is just Homebase catalogue, Dunelm catalogue. It's just various middle-aged home bargain shop catalogue vistas of nothing. Like, looking at supercars, calm. I've looked at all of them. The supercars, I tweeted this at the time. I played 2 weeks of the game. And I know I play more of the game than most people because it is part of my job. But I earned all the supercars within 2 weeks. I thought it was gonna be like a real grind fest to earn these cars. And don't get me wrong, they look pretty, but that novelty wears off within, well, 2 seconds of you looking at it, and there we go, that's done. The novelty wore off of the supercars in career mode with the little, you know, Pirelli hot laps, just like the classic cars wore off. Now, the thing is, at least with classic cars, I feel like there was a smaller, dedicated, passionate group of people that actually loved playing with the classic cars, racing against each other online in classic cars. You had, like, I even saw, like, leagues forming of classic car league racing, and it was always quite fun, actually. Even when I went online, very rarely, it was cool to use classic cars. It was. But the supercars, you can't race them online against each other. All you can do is do these single player events, which after you've done about 5 of them, the novelty very much does wear off. And I get the whole cool, oh, you got F1 Live visitors and whatever, but, you know, do I really, like, look at this, okay? We've got 3 quite large, well-known creators in the YouTube space on my friends list that are in my F1 Life Vista. They're all wearing the same thing because all 3 of them have not done anything with F1 Life. Because you would think maybe, oh, have they done F1 Life for casual people? No! And they've all got the same character because no one wants to customize. No one's spending pick coins on this stuff. Like, I get the whole they want to make a bit more money out of microtransactions, but this is the one thing that does not make sense to me, okay? Why does furnishing, this is a Cubes Black Amber rare soft furnishing. I think it's not even a pillow. It's a floor. It's a floor, but it looks like a pillow on the right. This thing that looks like the Death Star is actually for the walls. This is a static grey wall. Now, please tell me why this costs as much as this helmet down below. So a helmet, a racing helmet, in a racing game that I can see every lap that I drive of, costs the same amount as a wall finish that I see only when I load up the main menu, and it's literally just there. That's it. Okay, as soon as this vista changes, it may not be visible as much, and that's it. Obviously, if I play online, maybe people will see it a little bit more in the menus, but what? That's 1 minute in the menus, and then that's it. The brand shop, again, it's cool. Like I said, I will completely be transparent. If they came along and had like a Nike brand shop, and I could buy some Jordans in the game, or like Adidas, and get some sick Adidas shoes or some Yeezys or whatever, you know, or just like even just some like, you know, Stan Smiths or whatever, like classics, I would probably get them. I mean, I actually have got, if I go to my F1 Life, I actually have spent some Bitcoin on just getting some cool shoes, just because I like my sneakers, so I want to get some stuff. But the rest of it is all just free stuff, because I'm not spending any money on stuff that I don't even see. Like, this is what they want us to spend time on and spend Bitcoins on. But this is what we actually see in the cutscenes of the game, in my team, career mode, even multiplayer. This is the guy we see. We only see this guy in the main menu. And who is spending anything on the main menu? Really? Well and truly. I just don't. And this whole thing, my place, is the main customization hub of F1 Life. And you can see why I really am joking about it as an IKEA Simulator or Sims. This is a Formula 1 game. And I'm picking, yep, different couches. I mean, this would be great, you know, if I could use this, if I was moving into my new house or something, you know, I could use this to help me choose my decor. Do I want the brick grey or the quadrant white or the brick? I mean, that should be quadrant fluoro to us, but brick red, urban grey, or carbon black? Well, yeah, I don't know. There's too much choice. What do I want for the painting? What is this? What is this painting? Oh, blue. That seems a bit more me, you know, blue or that ugly. Who's choosing this? If you choose this, you are on the register. You need to be checked out. But no, yeah, no. I've always, as my fellow creator from Quadrant has said before, Steve Super GT, he was really wanting to get one of those super rare sofas. And I feel like it's actually a badge of honor. If you have a super rare sofa, maybe it gives you an extra 2/10. I don't know. Maybe they've done that in the coding, and that's actually what they're going for with F1 Life. That secretly you get more speed if you earn the super rare sofas. Who knows? Who knows? The person who thought, yeah, this is a great idea, were they like on acid? Were they on stuff? Did they smoke the good that Claire did when she used to ask you, remember those interviews where you would crash out of the race and she'd go, oh, that was a great race, so what did you make of that? And you'd be like, why is she just, what, Claire? Like, clearly there's been some substances passed around, because yeah, this was the headline thing in the game, and this should have been the big red flag. And to be fair, it was the red flag, because I said it myself in that preview video of my team, where I basically just couldn't hide my disappointment that there was not much going on in my team. When it comes to out-and-out features with the gameplay of my team, that is all we actually got. So I've got to be completely frankly and honest with you guys. I was a little disappointed. I feel like for the step up that this game should be making with the backing of EA, and lo and behold, I mean, to be fair, we all found out there was a lot more worrying things going on. But yeah, I mean, this is the weirdest, stupidest thing I've ever seen in an F1 game. And we all need to continue to talk about the fact that it's this weird and stupid, so that people wake up making the game to be like, this just doesn't need to be an F1 game. It doesn't need to. The amount of time spent in this, because it's actually well done. That's the thing. It's been well done. But this just could have all been put into my team, or even multiplayer, or something. Party game modes. you know, I don't know. But this just wasn't it. This was not what we wanted when we said living the F1 life, and it needs to be known because there's already rumors and leaks about maybe they're expanding on it for next year's game. It's going to be called F1 World, where you fly jets to different, like, no one needs that in a racing game, in an F1 game where we've been screaming for tangible improvements to my team career mode. My team was the single best, biggest thing they brought to the F1 game in 2020, and since then they've just not brought good enough improvements. 2021, okay, there was some refinements to R&D. They changed the UI a bit of the R&D tree, didn't they? And there was enough change because there was a few little, the career mode sliders, the career mode settings. That may have been the biggest thing they brought to F1 2021, you know, changing the rates of acclaim and cash to, you know, make it more of a challenge and whatnot. But on this year's game, there's been nothing. The thing at the start where you choose the things, calm. That's great for newer players, but you need to actually put tangible features, new features into your biggest game mode on the game, and they haven't done it this year, and that's why I was kind of worried at the start of the game, pre-game, that's why I was saying it. But obviously there's nothing you can do about that because the game's already been made, so we just have to go about, we'll see what it is. And now, yeah, let's all firm it. It's been a bit of a letdown, my team, this year, in terms of, you know, obviously I'm still going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm still going to try and make the best darn series I can and keep my viewers entertained every week as much as I can. But a lot of that's going to be down to stories I'm building out with livery mods. You know, that's the work I do. But the game itself is not doing much work apart from having very wacky AI that seem to be a lot more stupider than they were last year. This wasn't meant to be a rant video. It was meant to be kind of a tongue-in-cheek, light-hearted, let's laugh at F1 life, but it just turned into a rant, because why not? Because it is just stupid. It's also comical. It is just funny. I can't, to this day, I actually still can't believe I could go to someone who doesn't know anything about F1 and go, yeah, so this isn't the F1 game. Yeah, this thing you're seeing right here. They would be like, they would literally go, oh, is there like a Sims collab or something? They would literally do that. I thought it was going to be a little more light-hearted than this, but it's turned into more of a rant. But I think that's fair enough, because I think a lot of you guys will, you know, share my frustration and share my kind of, you know, thoughts on F1 life. And if you have, hit the like button. Let me know those frustrations in the comments below, and let me know what you make of all of it. If you're new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.